Quote Retreat by Sandor. One quote, one reflection, one thought that could bring a moment of light and energy to your day. Join me as we take a look at today's quote. The quote is by Benazir Bhutto. Born 1953, died 2007. It reads, "You can imprison a man, but not an idea. You can exile a man, but not an idea. You can kill a man, but not an idea." Let's take a moment together to explore the messages within this quote. Ideas have a way of outliving their creators in the most remarkable ways. Take Benazir Bhutto's powerful words, "You can imprison a man, but not an idea. You can exile a man, but not an idea. You can kill a man, but not an idea." Those words would later become hauntingly prophetic.
You know what's fascinating about that quote? She wasn't just speaking theoretically. She lived through every part of it. Exile, threats of imprisonment, and ultimately assassination.
Well, let me tell you what makes her story so compelling. Born in 1953, she became the first female prime minister of any Muslim country, breaking barriers that many thought were unbreakable. And she did this knowing the incredible risks. Her father, also a prime minister, had been executed by a military regime.
The way she managed to balance tradition with progress must have been incredibly challenging. How did she navigate those cultural sensitivities while pushing for democratic reforms?
That's exactly what made her approach so unique. She understood that meaningful change requires both boldness and patience. While advocating for women's rights and democracy, she worked within existing cultural frameworks rather than trying to completely suspend them.
And she did this despite coming from an incredibly privileged background, right?
Oh, yes. And here's what's remarkable about that. Despite her Oxford education and wealthy upbringing, she could speak to the hopes and struggles of ordinary Pakistanis. She fought for better education, improved health care, and economic opportunities for all. Even during her years in exile, she maintained those connections with the people.
The personal risks she took were extraordinary, especially that final return to Pakistan in 2007, when there had already been attempts on her life.
Well, that's what makes her story so powerful. She could have stayed safely abroad, enjoyed a comfortable life, and given lectures. Instead, knowing the dangers, she chose to return because she believed so deeply in democracy and reform. You know what she said before returning? Democracy is the best revenge.
So if we look at her impact today, how have her ideas survived and spread since her assassination?
That's such an important question. Her ideas about democracy, women's empowerment, and social justice have grown stronger. When she was assassinated during that political rally in December 2007, her opponents proved the very point she had made. You can kill a person, but not their ideas.
The ripple effects of her leadership seem to extend far beyond Pakistan now.
Oh, absolutely. And here's what's fascinating about that. Every day she served as prime minister, she was demonstrating to women and girls across the Muslim world what was possible. She wasn't just talking about change. She was living it, showing that women could lead at the highest levels even in deeply traditional societies.
You know what strikes me? The way her approach to gradual but persistent change seems so relevant to modern movements.
Well, that's because she understood something fundamental about creating lasting change. It's not just about bold gestures, it's about sustained effort, about building coalitions, about finding ways to push boundaries without completely breaking them. She showed that real progress often happens in small steps rather than giant leaps.
The way her quote resonates with modern movements for social change is remarkable.
And here's what I find most inspiring about her legacy. She knew the risks, understood the dangers, but chose to continue anyway because she believed so deeply in what she was fighting for. When she said ideas couldn't be killed, she wasn't just making a philosophical statement. She was describing the very principle that would ensure her legacy lived on.
The personal cost she paid for these beliefs underscores the power of her message.
You know what's particularly powerful about that? Her influence now extends far beyond Pakistan. Her example continues to inspire women in leadership positions around the world. Her ideas about democracy and social justice resonate with new generations, and her quote about the immortality of ideas has become a rallying cry for activists and reformers everywhere. She truly embodied the principle that while individuals may be silenced, the power of their ideas lives on.
With that, we conclude this exciting episode. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd appreciate a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Your support truly helps this channel grow. See you again tomorrow. Yours, Sandor.